It's time for sports with Aaron Tau ahead of XFC 56 this weekend down in Dunedin at the Edgar Centre. A little bit of an interesting one this week for you, moving up to featherweight and looking for that champ status. Just first of all, can you tell us about the decision to make that move?
Oh, that's all the hangman, bro. I just turned up to train and fight. He just told me, yeah, you got a fight coming up. I don't know how long ago he just decided to tell me it was at featherweight because I was still eating eating like a bantamweight, and then I upped the cows, so that was cool. So it's been different training fight camp with all these calories, extra calories, and it's allowed me to train actually more than usual and push myself to places that I haven't been able to before. So this is going to be fun. Moving up to featherweight, fight Shem. It's going to be a good fight. Dude likes to scrap, so I'm excited, bro, and excited to see what my body does at this heavier weight, because I felt real strong and also real fast in this camp. So I'm excited.
I suppose it's a bit of an interesting one. If it wasn't your decision to make the move, you wouldn't really have been expecting to be in the position you have been able to, where you're able to eat a little bit more and put a bit more fuel in the tank.
Yeah, no, it's definitely that's how the hangman works, bro. Everything's a puzzle to be figured out, eh? But it's been nice. I've definitely enjoyed it. And yeah, just obviously being able to train with the bigger boys a little bit more. It's been fun, and just finding out how I cope with that extra weight. And no, I actually feel good. I feel real good.
In terms of the work you've been doing in the gym, have you felt like the speed and everything's still there with that extra weight?
Yeah. Like it's obviously my normal training weight, so I just cut down to bantam. But I definitely feel like it's like another. It's like when Goku evolves and he goes through all those forms. This is like a new one. So I'm excited to see what it does and how it works. And definitely, yeah, just it's been a real good camp. So I wanna see the fruit that comes from it.
You mentioned Shem Murdoch, your opponent, loves to scrap. He's had a few good wars in the past. I remember he fought Brad Riddell not all that long ago. What have you seen from him? What are you expecting when you get into the cage?
I actually haven't watched any of his fights. I've heard that a lot. There's people telling me, "Hey, it'll be a good fight. Like to fight," so that's cool. I'm actually I'm excited for that, and put my skills up against someone who's fought the best of the best. So especially in kickboxing and stuff, he's taken a few years off to do that. It's a new challenge, a new mountain to climb, and I'm excited. I definitely know it's not going to be an easy fight, but pressure makes diamonds, and I'm ready.
Another interesting point of this one is the way it's being broadcast. Instead of just your usual stream you can find online, it's heading out into the Metaverse. A couple of separate worlds online that people from around the world can get involved in. How do you feel about being headlining on a card where it's being broadcast around the world and it's so easily available to people? I don't think they're charging for it.
Is it? Oh, really? That's buzzy. I didn't actually know it was on the Metaverse until about a week ago, and Matt informed me of all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. So getting it broadcast around the world, wasn't actually aware of that. I'm not too familiar with it, but Matt's been filling me in a lot about how these things work, so I've been taking an interest in it, and I definitely it might find a new fan base. This is like how things evolve all the time, and I'm definitely curious as to how it's going to affect not only our recognition in New Zealand, but just MMA in general, and how it's becoming more mainstream. So obviously this is a new platform for people to create new things. I'm excited to see how it works, and touch people that haven't been touched before by some good old school mixed martial arts.
In terms of your development as a mixed martial artist, are you sort of tracking along how you want to in terms of, I guess, building up towards the big goals that you have?
Well, it's been going pretty good so far. Well, yeah, how else do you measure it, eh? It's just you keep aiming for things, and when you hit the goal, then what else can you ask for? I definitely think I've been doing the right things so far, and as I move forward into the future, it definitely I definitely plan on doing that as well. So yeah, I think I've been doing all right. I haven't got injured for a long time, which is cool. So I've been able to be really active, as much as you can be during COVID times. But the world's open up, and it looks like we're about to flood the world. So I'm keen to see what New Zealand MMA does in the next year or two, because there's a lot of people on the fringes of becoming well known, and I feel like it's just about to happen. So yeah, it's cool.
A lot of people like yourself have sort of had to just look within the confines of the country for fights over the last couple of years. Now that, like you mentioned, things are opening up, are you going to be looking further afield after this one? Like, what's the plan? Are you looking for fights in Australia?
How could you not? How could you not? With all the fights going on, all the promotions that are happening overseas, there's been some good scraps, especially in the last few weeks. I'm definitely keen to swim overseas and have a look around, see what sharks are in the water. But yeah, it's a perfect opportunity. It's a perfect time. We're being confined to New Zealand, which isn't actually too bad, because we're a country that loves to fight, and there's been a lot of opportunities in that time for me compared to others, And the best of the best thing is that we've had this time to work. We've been pretty much in the hyperbolic time chamber, just cooking our skills up, simmering away slowly, and dinner's ready, brother. Dinner's ready.
We love Dragon Ball Z references here.
Hey, how good, bro? You gotta put them in somewhere. All these kids be forgetting.
Absolutely. It's a pretty big weekend for combat sports in general. I know there's a boxing card at the Auckland Museum the same night that you fight. And then Saturday, we got the Shuriken series going down at, what's it called now? Event Fighter Stadium, I think it's called now. Nate Law's on that card. You're pretty familiar with him. How's it been working toward a fight night with a teammate when you're fighting basically the same week? Well, you are fighting the same week.
Yeah. Well, it's been good. Nate's a workhorse. He's always in the gym. He's always putting in the work. Like, you can't ask for a better thoroughbred than that man. Definitely helps you stay active. Every moment, your opportunity that you can train, you do take it. And obviously now we're both not working full time, so we've taken advantage of all of this extra training that we've had. He's cross training at City Kickboxing. I followed him there, and yeah, it's a different level, and it's definitely good having world-class training partners, because the standard that you have to keep yourself at just to stay in the game is very high. So any lapse in concentration or day of slacking, or you feel like you're off the mark, it doesn't really matter in those environments. You have to stay sharp, and if you don't, then you're going home diced up, brother. But yeah, it's good. It's like a good kind of competitiveness. If you don't, I feel like it's helped us both achieve a whole new level. I feel like Nate's definitely on a new level than he was, physically, technically, and also mentally. Like, he's matured heaps in the last probably since lockdown. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. That dude is absolute machine, and he gonna hurt somebody. That's for sure.
You mentioned cross training at City Kickboxing. I feel like there are a few people around the world who maybe not so familiar with how gyms sort of work around the place, especially with Alex Volkanovski cross training as well. A lot of people are a bit iffy about him being claimed as a City Kickboxing fighter. in the basicest terms, can you just sort of explain what the cross training means, like how often you go to City Kickboxing versus Combat Academy and all that sort of stuff to clear some stuff up for some people?
Yeah. Okay, so this is how it works, right? I don't know if I'm giving secrets away. I don't think I am. It's pretty general terms. We have like a system, especially like our striking system. There's like a system that we follow, and depending on your opponent and how you and your opponent interact, you'll use certain parts of the system to coordinate and your attack and your defense. So that system is like a lineage system that comes down from Lolo and them and trickles through Eugene into Dan, into Brad, and then out obviously into me and Volkanovski. We're further down the chain. But the system doesn't change dramatically depending on certain aspects of that system and who taught you the system and what angle at which you perceive that system and how it applies to your own skill. So we can cross train quite easily. Like most of the drilling, the even the conditioning styles and all that kind of stuff, they merge together. It's not like you're going from somewhere in Russia and then you fly over to Thailand and train two completely different styles of martial art. It's the building that you're in has a name, and in that building you learn a certain series of skills, and those skills are applicable to the same series of skills at this other building. So it's similar building, similar environment, and the way you learn is quite similar as well. So I think that's where people get confused. We're not cross training to learn different things. We're cross training to apply different methods or have different structures in place in order to make the game plan work. And also, it's just good to see a different perspective sometimes of the same thing. You know, we can be looking at the same number and you see 6 and I see 9. That's just what it is. But we have a turn on each other's side, and now we have a new the ability to see a broader view. You know, and that's pretty much what it is. Like the training that I do at Combat, I train at City Kickboxing in the morning. I train at Combat at night. That's every day. So I can take something from either learn at City in the morning, and then at Combat I'd be able to use it in a similar series or similar drill that we are still learning, and apply them together, and then it just helps you layer things more. You know, you get a bigger strategy base because you can add more layers to everything, and the more layers you have, the more things you can adjust at the last minute, which will give you the opportunity to take advantage of either their weakness or your strength. That's it.
Nice and easy explanation, that one. Essentially, well, I mean, it is a lot of words, but it's pretty, it's pretty simple. You go to apply, the same strategies just under different eyes, as opposed to going to learn completely different things, which a lot of people will go from gym to gym to learn different skills, like over in the States.
Yeah, or even the same skill in a different way. Like, say you get taught a switch body kick by someone in Thailand, or then you go to Holland, and everything about the technique is different. The way that you switch, the timing that you switch, the application of the switch, the prerequisite to the switch, the movement after the switch, the way you land the kick, like everything is different about the same technique. But that's not that the basis of ours is the same, and so I don't have to relearn one move. You're just giving me a concept that I can grasp with the knowledge I have, and apply it the way that I apply it, and it's still going to work.
Sorry, man. I guess just lastly, like I said, this fight's being broadcast in a bit of a different thing for all the new Air and Toe fans, or all the new New Zealand mixed martial arts fans that are going to be out there. What can they expect when they tune in on Friday night?
Fireworks, typical toes them up style, looking to end the fight, and that's definitely going to be a fun one to watch because I know he wants to win just as much as me. But I'll show how I'm ready for the next level, and he's the only one on the way. So try and stop me.